So, if the CIA actually pushed forward the making of LSD because they believed it to dumb down the people, and they were looking for something to dumb the people down with, and they thought they discovered it with LSD. It must have been one of the biggest mistakes the CIA ever made, because even the whole religious side of it, you know, Jesus was a mushroom, and the understanding of the Dead Sea Scrolls, from what John Allegro's explained to us, it shows quite clearly that the mushroom was a sacred plant that was held highly, you know, by the people that partook of it, and it was all about the narwhal, the stuff that you don't know, the stuff you're never going to know in life or in death, the narwhal. So how could people control that, and how could people partaking of that substance control themselves? It was even seen like it had its own consciousness. The mushroom had its own consciousness, and that to be part of the magic mushroom ring was an occult underground thing. And then you've got the Yaqui Indians and the Native American Inuits who had terms, psychological terms, that they had learnt through the partaking of mushrooms and other substances. So they already had that years before we had the word psychology. They knew all about it. So it does make sense then that maybe the CIA really did think it was going to dumb down the people, and it was probably one of the biggest mistakes or happiest accidents they could have ever had, because all it has done is inform the people of the shroom and the properties of LSD and the psychedelic scene. But if you're not, if you haven't come from a culture that knows all about it, you know, the ritualistic ways of partaking and the benefits of partaking, if you don't come from that culture and you don't understand these are deep-rooted teachings, the teachings of the righteous teacher, you know, if you don't understand that, which you're not going to because you ain't been brought up with it, then it's going to freak you out. It's going to freak you out, man. And like, it's like the upside down topsy-turvy day or whatever it was, where they had acid in the water and they were all completely freaked out. And then you've got the other side of it, like if you do a trip at the weekend, you won't go to work on Monday morning, you won't want to go to work on Monday morning, and you don't have the same brainwashed feelings that you had pre the trip. But then I've met a lot of people online who are going, oh, it done nothing for me. You know, how could this be? Jesus done nothing for me. I didn't get off on it. I didn't find anything out about it. It didn't give me visions. It didn't change my life at all. well, maybe they're just so sort of got their head so far up their arse they can't see the effect it's had on them. Because for them to even be having the conversation about it, it's had an effect, and as much as you do know what it's done to you, but you're just not aware of it. So what is it that we're meant to be aware of? Well, it's the two of us, isn't it? It's me and the other one who's me. It's like the good angel, bad angel, the good trip, bad trip, you know. What you don't want is to be overtaken by your bad side. And I think that mushrooms somehow make you aware of the fact that there are two sides of you. You know? You're more than just the one dimension, and like obviously that is one thing a trip teaches you. I do feel sorry for the people that don't get nothing off them. Perhaps they were just dud mushrooms or something and they just couldn't get nothing off them. Try again. Find some that work, you know, because when they work, they work. Oh yeah, they work. So it's definitely, in my eyes, Jesus was one of the code names for the magic mushroom. Just like Paul, I reckon Paul wasn't a person, a real person. I reckon Paul was another code name for the magic mushroom. John Allegro reckons that Moses was code name for the magic mushroom. So there's all these different code names and stuff for this substance. And then you think about breast cancer and all the money that goes into researching breast cancer, when there's a sister plant, cannabis, which is curing cancer at you know, really successfully, without people having to suffer from all the pills and that they give you and all the radiotherapy. They're actually getting cured with cannabis oil. It's a thick black oil, so I've been told. I'm just checking from Facebook, you know. And there are people that have put up how it saved them and their kids from cancer. So Jesus was a mushroom and we don't know about it. Cancer is cured by cannabis and we don't know about it. It's not on the news. They're not telling everyone, hey, guess what, we found a cure. Why aren't they doing this? Because of all the money they would lose out in cancer research. And it's not just cancer it cures. Apparently it does Alzheimer's, autism, hepatitis C, and a list of other really serious things. Now, the fraternity of doctors don't want that information out there. They don't want people curing themselves. They don't want to become obsolete. They need to keep making the money. Keep the research going. Unnecessary deaths and suffering. All part of Agenda 21, I suppose. That's crazy, isn't it? The Environmental Health Agency. What is it? The Environment Agency. The Agency for the Environment has got an Agenda 21 and it's to kill everyone by, I don't know. That's the answer is in the name. I heard that there's a connection between... Now, this is the only thing I'm not sure of, so I could be spouting rubbish. There's 21 Psalms, or there's 21 verses in the New Testament. And that's where they got the name Agenda 21 from. And it's all to do with revelations and how we're all going to die horribly. And they're going to make sure it all comes true. Who are they? I don't fucking know. I doubt they know, if that's what they're at. about, if that's what they're doing. And that brings me back to the point of mushrooms. Are they used to dumb down society, or is society dumbed down if they don't partake of mushrooms? If you don't have magic mushrooms in your society, in your system, in your life, then you're dumbed down, because you think that logically you're correct, that you know everything's right. Whereas even the Indians brought everyone up to believe in the contradiction of life. Get that and, you know, you've got it all.